NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah had a conference call today. He was asked who would fit that might be available for the Browns and would fit nicely into new defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz's system.
Schwartzy likes to get outside and let those guys rock and roll and really get off the ball. So when you look at where the Browns are picking, second round, pick number 42, if you're looking for edge rushers that have, kind of big time juice. Oh, gosh, I know one of them off the top of my head is you go to Iowa State, and they have, a premier player in Will McDonald in terms of burst and athleticism. He's a little bit undersized, 241 pounds. We'll see what he weighs there, but he can really get off the ball. He can win with spin moves. He can win just turning the corner. But burst and bend is his calling card. And I really like Felix Anudike-Uzomah from Kansas State. He's kind of right in that range for me too. He can get off the ball. He can win with his hands. He had to play a lot inside the tackle and kind of a 4-eye there on the inside shoulder of the tackle, so he didn't get as much runway consistently. But when you widened him out and gave him a runway, he was pretty dominant and had had a lot of production. 8 career forced fumbles for him, 8 in the last 2 years. So those guys to me would be good fits.
And G. Bush, those are guys to listen out for, because guys that can get around the corner, you pair them with Myles Garrett. Okay, pick your poison.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys that we were talking to a draft analyst on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and I asked him, is there a situation where this class of edge rushers is a little bit deeper than the defensive tackles? Right now, we assume that the Browns are going to go strictly defensive tackle. For me, it's very difficult for me to find a defensive tackle that is an impact player on 3 downs, even if you're a first-round pick, unless you're like the number 1 or number 2 pick. So I don't know if the Browns have an opportunity or want to be that patient, because I don't know if they feel that those guys can help them now. But when it comes to edge rushers, that's a little bit different. I might not be asking my edge rushers to be in the game 2-3 downs. They might be on the 3rd down. You got Alex Wright. He may be a 2-down guy. You can move Isaiah Thomas in, move 2-down guy, kind of rotate those. But the edge rushers, there's a couple of guys that may be on the board. And you talk about the deepness of it. Will McDonald from Iowa State, like him a lot. They have him graded high. Lucas Van Ness from Iowa, really rated high. I like his motor. People talk about him as being a sneaky first rounder. And then you got Felix Anudike out of Kansas State, is another guy who has that type, that bend. And then there's more of a traditional guy like Zach Harrison, who we're familiar with at Ohio State. It all depends on how much Zach Harrison is going to run. If Zach Harrison runs in the 4.6, 4.7 range, I think he'll be in the 2nd or 3rd round. But he may move up at the end of the first half if he runs in the 4.5 range. 275 pounds, 6'6", 6'7". Nolan Smith is another guy who is an edge type guy for Georgia. And so there's a lot of different guys that they have here. I think the edge the edge rusher is a place where I think the Browns can really find some value for what they want to do, and maybe a 3rd down guy. I see them using their 2nd round pick because of the depth on a defensive end. I see defensive tackles coming in either free agency or a trade, and I see wide receivers coming via free agency or a trade.